Here's the plan. I've got that window up there and I'm going to use that for a vent. But then again, I've got that nice vent right there that vents out from under the porch. So I might use that for the vent. Anyway, I've got two 10 by 12 tarps. And I want to string one off of that wall and come over. And then angle straight back from here, and that's going to give me a paint booth, which is going to be really cool. I've got to close that off up there or move that storage from there over to that side and use this up here for part storage, which would be really nice. I almost think that's what I'm going to do, is move that, all this up here over to that rack on that side, and pull those bamboo poles out and do something with them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I'm going to put the shelf back across there so that I could pick up a lot of that stuff there and put it back up on the shelf. A while back I tore all that down because I needed the 2x12 to put underneath the tire of the Peterbilt because it was sinking in the ground and I needed to get underneath the truck. But I'm going to build me a paint booth over there, and maybe a paint supply rack right there. And since I have power right there, I'm probably going to slide that over and build me a carburetor cleaning station to go there, which will be carburetor part cleaning station, which will be right beside the sink, which I got hot and cold running water in the sink. And I also have a shop light right there that's not plugged in, but I've got power there, so that'll help power the carburetor cleaning station. But once I get all this cleaned up, I could start working on getting that bench cleaned off and move everything down below where it belongs and use some of that wood that's sitting on top of the bench to build a couple of my racks, or you know, my benches. And I don't see any, but I did have some big cutting board material. It's like 1/2 inch thick. There's a chunk of it right here, but it's 1/2 inch thick cutting board material. And my carburetor station, I would like to put some of this on top of it, so I'll have to pick up some more of this at work. Alright, let's get started on cleaning up this daggone mess I've got. Oh, I'm so glad to have that bike out of here, so I've got room to put stuff away and do something now. Because that bike, I mean, it, from there to there, it took up that whole section. And like I said, I had a bunch of stuff organized and set on that shelf, and I had to tear the shelf out. Ugh. Alright, let's get started. Oh, there you go. There's a little bit of cleaning done. Look at that. That'll be my paint booth area. I've got my bar clamps and weed eater parts and stuff sitting there. They're not going to stay there. But yeah, I'm getting that corner cleaned out. Still got some scrap paneling here to pick up and stack those bricks, because I'm going to use those bricks whenever I put plastic down on the floor for painting. I'm going to use those to weigh down the plastic. So I'll stack those up nice and neat. And then I've got some, that beam there is probably going to be the new rear beam on my trailer whenever I get to rebuilding it. But it's really super thick. And it's a beveled channel, so it's real thick at the edge, and then it goes thicker in the corner, and then it goes back thin, and then thick back again over at the edge. And then I've got my piece of aluminum angle there for scrap. But we're making progress, guys. I'm thinking about putting my air compressor there with a roller wheel or roller reel, and mount the reel to the wall so that I can run the hose up front where I need to, or back here where I'm going to be painting. And then I've got my wood stove there I could fire up, which if I come 12 feet off the wall, the tarp and everything will be a ways away from it, but the wood stove will add heat to the paint booth, and it'll help to cure paint quicker. And this is a Warm Morning 414A. It's an antique wood stove, oval pipe in case you guys are interested, and I picked this up for 60 bucks. And whenever I went to pick it up, it was at a yard sale. The guy wanted $150 for it, and I told him that like the only thing that's really good on it was the cast iron parts, because the sheet metal had holes rotted through it. And I picked it up for 60 bucks, and I wound up patch welding all the pinholes in that sheet metal, and then buffing them down so you can't tell that it had holes in it or anything. Go ahead and put the light on so you guys can see this, but yeah, there used to be pinholes all over the sides of this wood stove, and I went and welded some thin sheet metal on the inside several years ago, and you know, I just kind of patch welded it in, and then I welded in around where the holes were. I filled those in with some weld and just buffed it out, and then stove blacked it. Need to do it again, but that's probably, I don't know, $500–600 wood stove I got for 60 bucks and spent about 3 hours fixing it. But I think that'll be really nice to have in the paint booth for baking paint. And it runs back over there into a vent, a concrete vent that runs right up through the chimney in the fireplace. So anyway, when this thing here's smoking, the smoke that comes out of it comes out of the fireplace, you know, on the chimney. Let's get started on some more. Alright, we've got this far, and this is going to be my paint mixing and chemical table. Anyway, it's 36 inches wide, so it hits the waist really good, so it's easy for mixing. And we're going to throw us some Type Bond 2 glue, which is a waterproofing glue, which every joint on this is done with Type Bond 2 glue. So and we'll throw a little bit more on the end caps here. Alright, we got the distance kind of sort of set, but I mean, it don't have to be perfect. So we're going to do a finger joint and a half. And bring it out. Set that side. Set that side. Alright, well, we're going to finish up this bench. Well, alright guys, I guess we'll see y'all later. Bye.